Hi, this is CJ, and welcome to another episode of CJ Hair Talks in the car. I'm happy you're here. Now, let's get started with the conversation. All right, so today we are going to talk about nighttime protection. Now, if you are a kinky, curly, coily beauty, nighttime protection is so important. It's something that you have to incorporate in your daily hair routine. So, for example, when we go to bed, normally we aren't in control of how we sleep. So, whether there's a lot of twists and turns where you start off on the pillow and then you end up not being there when you wake up in the morning. So the thing is, we kind of have to plan ahead. We have to, do something prior to going to bed that will allow our hair to be in a good state when we get up in the morning. I give you another example. I remember going to bed, and when I got up in the morning, my hair was in a ponytail, and I just went to sleep because I was pretty tired. And I got up in the morning and my hair looked as though a storm had passed through my hair, and it was just all over the place, and just it had lost moisture. It was just so hard to handle. And so I decided, from that point on that I wanted to make sure that I find a way to incorporate so that my nights are better and also my hair is treated better. I think that's what's priority. We have to do the things that are good for our hair. We got to take that into consideration, especially if we're on this healthy hair care journey. Nighttime protection is something that is supposed to be a part of that process. Okay, so couple of things that you need to know that will help you to kind of have a better understanding about protecting your hair at night. Okay, so materials that we use on our hair has a great impact on whether or not it's a positive or a negative. So for example, and I'm going to talk about that in another talk, wash day, when we wash our hair, and the material that we use to dry. Now, if we use a regular towel to dry, if it's like a cotton towel, it's not going to be great for your hair. And so a lot of times your hair is dry or doesn't even respond well, while if you use a different material, probably microfiber or t-shirt, which is what I normally use, my hair responds much better to it. It's the same thing for nighttime. So what are my recommendations for nighttime in terms of material? Okay, silk or satin. Silk or satin are the best options for you. Both types of material really do well with all hair types, right? Now, the thing is, there are a couple of things if you don't use the right material. The first thing, your hair is going to lose moisture. So if you've ever experienced where you've gone to bed and say you don't cover it and your pillowcase is not silk or satin, when you wake up, your hair would kind of feel extra dry. And that can lead to breakage, especially if it's something that you continue on a regular basis. Also, because of friction, remember earlier in the conversation I started off talking about that we really don't have any control about the movement that we do in the night. It's that place where we are moving all the time and there is friction. So your hair is always just going against the current with the material. And the material, whether it's on your pillow or even what you use properly to cover your hair, if it's not the right one, it's just causing friction. So it's just going up and down or whatever direction on that material, and it's actually causing tangles. And when tangles occur, it's really hard if it's not done correctly. When you're trying to detangle, it can break. You can tear out your hair if you don't do it well, and it just really becomes time consuming, and you lose the length that you've grown. Because I think the biggest thing with what's happening in our community is that it's not that our hair isn't growing, it's just that we're just not retaining the length. And so we have to kind of scale back, think about it, and start processing, okay, what are the things that I can start doing so that I can retain the length that I'm already getting? All right. So I talked about the silk and satin. Those are really ideal materials to use when going to bed. Some people say they don't like a bonnet because a bonnet can really feel not as comfortable when you're going to bed. And I totally agree. When you're choosing your bonnet, or your silk bonnet or your satin bonnet, you have to choose one that's comfortable. Also have to choose one where it's adjustable. So if today you're just in your natural hair, or if you're planning to put in a protective style, you want to wear a bonnet that can adjust to whatever you're wearing. So whether it has an adjustable string, a lot of times if it just has the elastic around the rims, I was trying to say, what is it? Parameter. You know what I'm saying. But about the lining of the satin bonnet, that's so funny. Around the lining of the satin bonnet. But if it doesn't have any like adjustable, if it's not adjustable, then what happens is that it stretches. So say it's normal, it fits okay, it fits your natural hair, but then once if you put in a protective style and it stretches to fit the protective style, it's going to be tight on the protective style one, but when you do take out the protective style, it's going to be stretched out as well. So you have to find one that it's adjustable. So, and it's, as I said, fabric is important, material is important. Find the material that your hair likes. That's my philosophy. We have to find the things that our hair likes, that our hair approves, and you will know if the material that you use, if your hair feels dry when you wake up and you take it off, if your hair feels dry, that's not the right material for you, right? If your hair, as I said, it feels dry, so it's lost moisture, it's not ideal for you. You have to find the best material that's going to keep your hair. So when you take off your satin or silk bonnet, your hair should still feel moisturized. It should still feel as though it's hydrated. So it's important, because if not, you are not helping your hair. You're actually doing I would say disjustice to your hair. Okay? Alright, so that's the thing when you're identifying. You have to find the right material, one, and also you have to get one that's adjustable, that works with you, that fits, right? So wearing protection over your hair, so it reduces tangles, it reduces frizz, it reduces friction, it ultimately reduces breakage. And that's what we want to avoid. We want to keep our lengths. We don't want to break it off. We want to keep it, okay? So a lot of people say, I can sleep with a silk pillow now, or a satin pillow. And that is true. But the truth is, I know myself, because I am not in control of how I sleep at night. It's highly unlikely that I don't know where my head is going to end up when I'm sleeping. So for me, I would say, hey, if you have a silk and satin pillowcase, awesome, double up. Wear it and also put on a bonnet, so you are double protected. That's what I would suggest. If you think that you can work with just a satin or a silk pillowcase, then by all means you can go ahead. But I guess my experience is I would prefer to just wear a bonnet that I know my hair is protected, right? I've been consistent sleeping with my bonnet like every night. In fact, when I get home, it's almost automatic for me to change after having a shower and clean up and stuff, and it's almost automatic to just put my bonnet on. And I've been doing it for years. And it's what we do consistently that once it's positive for our hair, it's only going to yield positive results. Okay? So that would be what I would suggest. Now, I actually do have a collection of satin bonnets, which is awesome, which I will put in the description bar below for you to go in and get your own if you are looking for satin bonnets for your hair. Remember, it's important, it's ideal, it's essential. You're looking for essential items. Essential items are things you just can't do without for your natural hair care journey. You can say, this is what I need to allow my hair to flourish. And if you pick out those things that you need, trust me, then you will be able to start investing the right way in your hair care and your hair care journey. Okay? Yeah, I think that's about it for nighttime protection. So just remember, it's ideal to start covering your hair, right? You don't want your strands to get tangled. You don't want your hair to be dry. You don't want your hair to break, right? And in order for that to happen, in order for that not to happen, you have to incorporate the right things that are of benefit for your hair. All right, so I hope this helps. And the tips that I share, it's from personal experiences. It's real, it's relevant, and it's relatable because it's what I have done. It's how I've been able to incorporate things into my hair care routine after all that I've learned and all the mistakes that I've made. I just want to start sharing with you what you can do so it can be a little bit easier on your end, so you don't have to be starting all over from the beginning without having the right information. So I hope this helps. All right, I'm gonna go now, but thanks again for stopping by, and stay tuned for just another conversation where we talk about healthy hair care tips and information for your healthy hair care journey. All right, thank you for listening. Have a great day now. Bye bye.